Do you plan your freelance projects? Do you plan them? It's an easy mistake to make to basically hand off planning to your client or maybe to their project manager. But the reality is, even if you have that kind of support from inside of your client, expert service providers who make big money make their own plans. Expert service providers who make their own money or who make big money make their own plans. That is worth remembering if you are a freelancer or desire to be. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get more content like this delivered to you. We're going to talk about project planning for freelancers.
These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough.
All right, today's episode, as usual, sponsored by me. I want you to check out the link in the description to Small Work, Big Productivity. Small Work, Big Productivity. This is how to take your big dreams and turn them into reality through big productivity, small work. So check the link in the description. Let's dive into today's content. How about that? So big projects, and if you want to make good money as a freelancer, whether you're a copywriter or something else, you're probably going to start doing some bigger projects, some higher ticket projects. These big projects require planning. They require you to be on top of a lot of details. So yesterday I talked about sophisticated marketing campaigns. And the reality is when you have something like 50 deliverables for a single campaign, you need to plan a lot. You need to be really thoughtful about that, not just to hit your deadlines, but just to make sure everything is doing the job that it needs to do and that you're actually delivering on the quality of the work that you are promising to your client. And so that's why the first thing to do on these big projects is to just create a total plan. Like, what is my total plan here? What am I trying to accomplish? What's the big thing that I'm trying to accomplish? And what are all the things that need to happen in order for that to be accomplished? Like, what are all the things that need to be true at the end of this for it to be accomplished? And then you can look at all those things and you can figure out how they fit onto your calendar, onto your schedule, onto your to-do list, especially in the context of other things going on in your life. And if you're starting from a template, you can't just assume, I know this, dude, so I'm gonna just go from a template and it's awesome and I don't have to think about it. And 3 weeks later, you're like, what's going on? If you're starting from a template, you just want to refresh yourself on, okay, these are all the things that go into this project, but am I aware of what item A is and B and C and D? All the way down to LMNOP, X, Y, Z, right? You want to refresh what all those different things are, what they need to do, and you need to double check everything. Just double check. Just make sure that the plan covers what it needs to cover, that no adjustments need to be made, and so on. So you get to the point where it's just like, okay, I know what I'm doing here. And then you can fit that entire template or plan into your total life plan, everything that's going on around it. And so it's not just about project deliverables. So for example, if you are a copywriter and you're doing a campaign that's more of a sophisticated type marketing campaign that has a lot of different deliverables, you're going to run into different things. Like, on this page, there needs to be this information, and the ultimate call to action for that page and that information is to go to this page, which needs to contain this information. Or there are these emails, these 5 emails need to direct to this particular link. These 5 emails need to direct to this particular link. These 5 emails need to direct to this particular link. So you need to understand what the calls to action are, what the specs are, what the messaging is. And so you can, as we're going into planning, it's not just about here's the call to action. It's if you're going to write 50 different pieces of copy for a particular sophisticated marketing campaign, you might want to know, at least on a high level, what you're planning to say in each of those pieces of copy to make sure that they are complementary messages, to make sure that they're overlapping the right amount and not too much, to make sure that they are all consistent with the overall message, that they deliver all the points you're trying to make, right? So you have to, it's not just about the deliverables of it, it's about knowing like what those deliverables need to do, what they need to accomplish, and what goes into them, and all the details involved. The more you can think about it ahead of time, the more that the actual delivery of the work will just come out how it's supposed to come out the first time. And importantly, when you do all of that, when you do more time up front to get your plan right, the rest of the project will go smoother, faster. It will get you better results. And this is how pros plan big projects. If you have a big project, you say, okay, here's the ultimate outcome that we're trying to achieve. Here's our big goal for this project. Okay, but in order for that goal to be achieved, we don't necessarily say, okay, here's the work that I need to do right this moment, right? You say, okay, here's this big goal. What are the different components of it? So what are the different milestones, right? What are the different elements that need to, or the different big things that need to happen? Maybe you could call those sub-projects, right? And then inside of each of those, there are individual deliverables. So this needs to be done, and this needs to be done, and this needs to be done, and this needs to be done. And then inside of those, there's probably a set of next actions, which are next physical action steps that can take in order to get that deliverable done. And so this type of thinking applies as much to, for example, starting an LLC and buying an office suite, which is something else I'm in the middle of right now, as it does to, oh, here's this big webinar campaign with all these different moving pieces, which is also something I'm in the middle of right now. And so you have to, you look and you say, okay, here's this thing that we want to achieve, and you break it down. And honestly, that's why small work, big productivity is the link I want you to check out with today's episode. That link is in the description because it's all about how you approach anything that you want to achieve from that perspective, including this big project planning, so you can justify higher fees to clients and get them better results and deliver things that need to be delivered in the state that they need to be delivered on time in the context of the project, etc. So that link, Small Work, Big Productivity, is what I want you to check out. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get more content like this delivered to you. I'm Roy Furr, this Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Every day and every episode, I'm here trying to help you increase your marketing genius. And yeah, if you plan ahead a little bit, you're going to look like more of a genius. I'll catch you again in the next episode.
Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.